write the slope-intercept form of a line satisfying the conditions. For part A, the x-intercept is -2 and the y-intercept is -4. Now what that means is the x-intercept of -2 is the point -2, 0, and the y-intercept of -4 is 0, -4. We first find our slope, and our slope is equal to the difference in the y-coordinates, so -4 minus 0, and that's divided by the difference in the x-coordinates going in the same direction. So start with this point and subtract the -2, so 0 minus a -2. This is then in the numerator -4. In the denominator, when you subtract a negative, it's the same as adding a positive, so it's 0 plus 2, which is 2, and that gives us a slope of -2. Now, we substitute that slope in the equation y equals mx plus b, and we substitute -2 in for m. Now what we do is we substitute in for b the y-intercept, so we have y equals -2x minus 4. And that's our slope-intercept form of that line. For part B, passing through -5, 2 and perpendicular to the line passing through -2, 5 and -1, 3. The first object then is to find the slope of this line here. So that would be equal to, let's go this way, 5 minus 3 divided by -2 minus a -1. So in the numerator we have 2. In the denominator it's -2 plus 1, so that's -1, and that's a slope of -2. Now the perpendicular slope would be the negative reciprocal. Negative reciprocal. So that means it's 1/2. So we substitute that into y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope. And remember, it's the slope that's perpendicular to the slope of this line of -2, so the slope is positive 1/2. Now we substitute in -5 for x and 2 for y. So we have 2 equals 1/2 times -5 plus b. We now solve for b. 1/2 of -5 is -5/2. We would have to add 5/2 to both sides, so that would give us b equals 2 plus 5/2. We need to change 2 into the fraction 4 over 2 so that we can add these together, which gives us 9/2. We now need to substitute the 9/2 in place of b, actually in this equation, so we have y equals 1/2 x plus 9/2. So that is equal to our slope-intercept form of the line with those conditions. Part C, passing through 1, -2 and -5, 3/2. We want to find the slope. The slope is equal to, subtract the y-coordinates, so 3/2 minus 2. 3/2 minus a -2. Divided by, subtract the x-coordinates, -5 minus 1. Notice again, you need to go in the same order. So this minus this, this minus that. In the numerator, the double negatives become a plus, so it's 3/2 plus 2. But of course, the 2 we'll write as 4/2 because we want to be able to add those two fractions together. In the denominator, we have -6. So in the numerator, 3/2 plus 4/2 is 7/2. and in the denominator we have negative 6. When we want to divide 7/2 by negative 6, we change it to a multiplication problem. So our slope will be 7/2 times the reciprocal of negative 6, which is negative 1/6. That gives us a slope of negative 7/12. We substitute this into the formula y equals mx plus b. However, at the same time, I'm also going to substitute this point in. This is for x and this is for y. So it would be negative 2 for the y value equals the slope, negative 7/12 times x plus b. Now we need to solve for b. Negative 7/12 times 1 is just negative 7/12. And that means we need to add 7/12 to both sides. That will give me b equals negative 2 plus 7/12. In order to be able to add those, we change the negative 2 so that it becomes actually negative 24/12. b equals negative 24/12 plus 7/12. When we add these together, we get b is equal to negative 17/12, which we then plug in for the value of b in the slope-intercept form, which is y equals m, which is negative 7/12 times x plus the b, which is negative 17/12. So that's our slope-intercept form, y equals negative 7/12 x minus 17/12.